Ready.
Already.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. We're announcing our first giveaway. We're giving away a free pack of Fudbusters Commons, a full set here, all 93 cards. We're giving these away on Friday, so everyone be sure to be a subscriber of the YouTube channel. Be sure to join the Discord community where we will be announcing the winner on Friday in the Bitcoin Collectibles chat. So you guys, Bitcoin hit 53K today. I'm joined here by Antoine and Fabian. Gentlemen,
Hey guys, hope everyone is doing great.
yeah,
Hello
Happy
there.
55K.
happy 55 fucking K, right? Yeah, should we jump straight into some price action? We're gonna be discussing this 55K move and see what else we got going on in the community. See if there's anything to justify this. We all ready?
Let's
Let's
get
Let's
do
it.
do it.
this. Okay. All right. I don't have anything shady up. All right, perfect. All right. So this is what it looks like to me, guys. This is something that we don't see very often. A move to the upside, followed by gold mine support clearly showing. I mean, we're not just talking unrefined gold mine here. We're talking straight gold mine and is consistent this entire way through. After we punch through a certain level of resistance here, we've had nothing but consistent signals. Of course, we've had signals to the sell side, but in a bull market, can't really bet on stuff. You don't want to bet against the grain here. So right now, I'm talking a fantastic looking trend bias band here. Also, a massive fall off in the aggregated spot market dominance, which was ask dominant, seller dominant. So we had a massive fallout there into what's become a fair fight. We're kind of flipping in and out of a ask and bid dominant situation over the course of minutes. But overall, this is a humongous bit of language in price. And of course, throughout the entire move sideways in these low 50s, 50Ks, we've had aggregated perps pretty strong bullish. They've all been aiming up. Everyone's thinking the same thing right now. So I'm seeing a lot of bullish signals here. I mean, a super cooked RSI, cooking right through it. So yeah, that's the majority of what I see here. I'm gonna run through quickly a couple more charts here, and then I guess we'll stop and pause and circle back to all of our other stuff. Everyone else's charts sound good? Um, where am I here? This is all right. So yeah, this is the one that I wanted to show actually. We got the mastermind here too to discuss this, but we got Fabian here with Gigatrend long entry on the daily at 45. We were in an active long all pretty much throughout this entire pump. Of course, this is also confirmed by the 4 hour. We were long from 43K on the 4 hour, currently in an active long and up just over 3%. And yeah, so back to the daily real quick. We are now closed long, and Fabian, we will have some questions about that. But Gigatrend had a beautiful sweep there, and you know what? Let's pause it here and talk before we jump into some other charts. You guys good?
Yeah.
Excellent.
So so basically, let me share my screen real quick. Where is it? There we go. Screen one, screen two. So can everyone see my screen?
Yes.
There.
Perfect. So yeah, this is the Gigatrend daily chart. Everyone, congratulations if you have taken this trade. It made a massive 14.2% to the upside. Pretty great. It closed out here, and as Joe already mentioned, we did open another one on the 4 hours chart, which could lead us then, if we take a look on the weekly. I don't think that this move that it has run out of steam yet, because if we take the weekly here, this is the last point we sold off from the last high. So we could definitely get up into this zone right here, up to 57K with the current signal that is open. It's looking pretty decent right now. But not only did Gigatrend close out very well, we also had a super good winner on PayPay.
Hmm.
So the last couple PayPay signals have been absolute crazy. 9%, no, sorry, 11% And here it was like, I think this one was break even. This one was also pretty good, 16%, and that one was around 8.7%, which is closed out right now. And if you move over to Matic, also pretty good winners. That one was a big one, 19.88%. Currently in an open long. This one is currently up 4.8%. Ordinals did open nothing yet, but the last signals have been looking pretty decent. And Solana, yes, Solana did open a long trade here. Looks a bit sketchy to me. Could retrace, or if you're entering that signal, keep in mind that we could retrace back to the 50 EMA and then potentially move upwards in the 115 USD region again. So yeah, overall, looking very, very bullish. That's my take from the indicator side.
Question, and
If you want
Matic
to
is the
get this
newest one,
indicator,
right? Matic is
sure.
the one, okay.
No, please go ahead.
So Matic, is that the newest one that you made presets for on Gigatrend?
Correct. That's the newest one, which I have already posted in the Discord, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Also, Ordinals is a new preset, that one. This one is working out pretty well. Let me switch that so you can see it. So there we go. So since it got listed with the current settings that I made for Gigatrend with the specified leverage and equity size, it made 41,928% with a win rate of 69%. So get that one out of the Discord. Very, very profitable, especially in the current bull run. If we are getting into the bull run soon, this could be it, in my opinion. As you already know, Discord, please make sure to join the Discord. You get 14 days free trial if you want to get the Gigatrend. And you will find all of the presets in the educational tab. So here you will find all the settings that are pre-made in order to get the best performance out of it.
Freaking beautiful. Yeah, and we also have one of our freaking G traders over here, been fucking scalping all day and all night, posting everything. So how are you doing over there, Antoine?
All good, guys. Thank you so much for having me. I really have to say that we have really a great thing going on here, because the thing that I really love about our community or about our group here is that like we have very different styles of trading. You with the order book, Fabian with the algorithms which are on point, and me with like a completely different style of trading. Personally speaking, for the people who don't know me, my name is Antoine. And yeah, I will appear more often now on streams, also for our VIP members. I want to give them more insight about scalp trading to get like a little bit, how should I say it, to profit from the markets in a more faster way instead of buying and holding. I just want to give you guys a little bit more insights. And the most important fact that I want to point out at this point is that like this giga trend, man, like you should really not doubt it. It's really crazy because, like, historically speaking, I will share my screen, guys, if you guys don't mind,
Yeah, hit it.
to show you something that I mean. Where do I have it? Can you guys see it?
Yep.
You see like 5 minutes chart now, right?
Now it's on the weekly.
Weekly.
Now you see a weekly chart. All right. So the very first thing that I want to point out here is that how the way that I'm trading is that I'm always pulling fib levels, right? So me, I'm using this tool like probably all the time. Like for every trade, I'm always pulling my fibs, right? And the most significant fib levels that we have is the golden pocket, which is the 0.618 between the and to the 0.65 Fibonacci retracement. This is where we usually get like a huge reaction from the price, right? And in all of the previous cycles that we had, Bitcoin was always rejecting from this pivot right here, which we also did, by the way. This pivot right here, which is the golden pocket, right? We had here this ETF news come out, we had this pump, and then we had this dump, right? So we created a lower low here on the daily, even to 38.7. And I was really expecting that when we zoom into the daily chart, when we zoom into the daily chart, when you're breaking market structure on like a higher time frame or on a lower time frame, right? You can always expect that like a lower high will also come in, especially when we just rejected hard like this from the golden pocket, right? So I was pulling my fib, right? I was expecting like a move from down here up here to about 45,000, right? But the lower high never came in. But this is like why am I telling you guys the story? I'm telling you guys the story is because the giga trend was flashing a buy signal right here. Whereas like from a technical standpoint, right, you would think that, okay, here's the time to short or here's the time to look for shorts to get like this bigger move to the downside. Because we should not forget, we always had like a 30 to 50% pullback right before the halving. And this time it did not happen. Matter of fact, right now we're like in the longest period of time where Bitcoin did not have a pullback, right, of more than 20%. So it seems like the price is just going up and up and up and up and up. And I have to say, it's a little bit sketchy to me, right? So what targets am I looking at right now? Obviously, there is the same level of confluence that I have with Fabian, which is the 0.786 coming in at around $57,800, right? So if we also gonna smash through this level, I really believe that we are going to see a new all-time high before the halving, which like never happened before in Bitcoin's history. So this is very, very significant. And if we zoom into the price action more locally, what happened today? Today, or we were trading in this boring range here, right? But like it's boring for people who swing trade, but for scalpers, it's actually a paradise because what you would do is, or the way I trade is, right? I pull a fixed volume profile, which is this, and it gives you like an idea of the range, right? Obviously, you have like the highest here, you have the lowest here, but this is like the volume range. This is like where the most price action was traded. So this is called a value area low, a point of control, and a value area high. Right. So I was scalping, I was selling here, I was taking profits here, I was longing, shorting, I was doing all that. And I was just waiting for a bigger breakdown or breakout, obviously. So the way that I entered the trade today was that I was pulling my fib from the last low to the last high, right? And what do you see there? On the weekend, we had our little weekend pump here. We were going sideways. We were below the point of control, right? Which is typically bearish, signaling that we can return to the value area low. But I was thinking, okay, how will the price react at this golden pocket? Because the market is moving in waves. And there's also a trading style that I'm like trying to implement with my scalps, which is the Elliott wave theory. And the Elliott waves theory says that the market is moving in waves, obviously, but it's in waves of a 5 count, right? So we have like the first wave. Oh, that's the wrong tool. That's the wrong tool, guys. My bad. Look at that. Here we have some impulsive waves. So we have a first wave up. We have the second wave down, which usually comes in around the golden pocket, right? And now we have the third wave up, and now I still have to analyze to where we can pull back to, but I really think that we still have to test this high here, which where we broke out from.
Hmm.
So I think that we will have a pullback from this area here, and then we will go on to our last wave to about 57,000 until we have a greater pullback. Like, this is my idea about what the price action will do in the next coming days and weeks. But for now, if we zoom in even more locally, what happened? Today we hit a very, very significant psychological level, and also a range level from the previous bull market, like also such a volume profile, which comes in around 54,500, and we rejected from exactly 55,000, right? So right now, my current trade is closed. I went long down here upon the breakout of this double bottom. I was riding it all the way up, and I took all of my profits here. Like, I closed my long completely, and I entered a short right here on top. The people in the VIP Discord can see I share my trades, exactly where I enter and where I exit. And I'm expecting us to pull back from here, to have a little cool off to around this level that I just mentioned, the breakout level of here, which is around 53,000. And depending on what happens at 53,000, I'm going to take my next decisions. Obviously, when we reach 53,000, we will still have like a little bounce from there. But yeah, you never know what happens. But this is basically my idea. It's also possible that we just straight up dump from here like another 30% before the halving, but who knows? But basically, that's it. What I'm looking at, like, what I'm thinking about the Bitcoin price action at the moment.
I like the idea of an all-time high pre-halving. Not 100% sure yet because that's just such a unique situation. We've never dealt with that before, so it will be exciting. I'm definitely in what we're talking about, like 60 days, is it approximately from, or maybe a little less. I'm not sure, but it's something like 60 days left. Um,
A
It
little,
should
it's
occur somewhere in April.
yeah. So we got, yeah, maybe less. Yeah, we're basically a month and a half away from the beginning of April. So yeah, things are looking pretty good there, and a month and a half, a lot can happen with Bitcoin price action. The downside move that you're talking about, potential correction, 30%, something to that effect. I will point out with I'm gonna take screen share back over real quick. Give me one sec.
yes.
I'm gonna steal that from you. All right. So my one argument for support, my main argument for Bitcoin support is probably the all the support that we had down here at 39K. Obviously, from where we sit now, uh, bam, down to here, it's about that pullback you're talking about, 25 to 30%. This is where we undoubtedly have the most crazy support that we can imagine right now. It's a lot of buyers have been chasing the book, but this is where the most seeds are planted. 38K, 35K. This little pocket right here, you can see the orders. I don't know if you guys can see this clearly, but we're talking the most significant buy walls in the local vicinity are stacked in the 35 to 38K range. And when we hit that range last time, we really only dipped our toe into that. It probably, let's say it looked a bit heavier on the 38. Maybe we had a thousand or so at 38, thousand or so at 39, and maybe even something like that at 40. But you can see we have about half the size of the wall here, and then it just really opens up massive, massive walls of support. So I think if there is to be a pullback, this is our range. That there's no lower move than probably 38K in my eyes right now. And then of course dealing with the current price action,
The
we
thing
have.
also that I
Oh,
wanted to discuss with you guys a little bit was the idea of a potential Black Swan event, because when we look around in the news, everything that's happening right now, right, I feel like that we're on the verge of something extremely crazy, and that, like, the dump that we experienced during COVID will be nothing like it, right? So that we could maybe even dump even more from here.
Yeah,
What do you guys think about that? Like that we maybe go back to like 30,000.
Black Swan event, I mean anything can happen. We went from 10,000 to 3,800 or something like that last Black Swan event, COVID crash March 12th, 2020. So, yeah, that was like a bear market in and of itself over freaking night, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to
It was in March, you say.
Yeah, March 12th, 2020 was the last
Oh,
like
that's
real
also
big,
interesting. That's also interesting that it's also that it was exactly in March,
right?
right?
And it was March before the halving. The halving was in May of 2020.
Wow.
So
Like
it
I was not
was,
even thinking about I was not thinking about the date of March for this of this event, but like for all the people right now looking at the Bitcoin price, probably be thinking, oh man, I missed out again, or like it's gonna go on forever. I'm not going to take any profits. Like the way everybody is feeling so bullish right now is making me feel super bearish, to be honest. Of course, we can pump to 57K or something, but you know, the probabilities in my eyes are very high that we're going to have a larger pullback before we really going to pump to eternity. You know what I mean?
yeah. And real quick, Mel, in the comments, Mel, you're bringing up a really good point. I do want to get to that. Let's just finish up this one real quick. Um, yeah, the idea of a black swan certainly possible. March has happened before. Um, the half the reason why I think we went so high was because there were so many people as I would scroll across Twitter and look at all these fucking, chart spammers and fucking bear tards, they'd be posting, we're still going to 10K and Bitcoin's at 30K by now, right? We hit the bottom 15K and we had and I would look at look at one of Tones or someone's tweets who's like, yeah, the bottom's in, here we are, we're kind of doing our little stuff to get back up. 20 likes. You go look at someone who said Bitcoin's still going to 10K. This guy would get 5,000 likes. Tons more interaction on those tweets, the bear tweets, right? So to me, a lot of this move to the upside was just so much max pain. It was just like, we got to make these guys who sold at 15, 17K, we got to get them to buy back into the market before we're gonna dump this bitch. So I'm thinking we're probably closer and closer to that level because there's a lot of people I know that sold to try to at the end of December of 2022 they sold to try to like report some losses on taxes. And I guess the tax law is something like you can't buy back until January 25th. I don't know what the exact law is, but let's just say that's the rule, right? So these guys sold at 15K closer to the FTX dump, and then they got locked in because they sold their Bitcoin and then they have to wait a few weeks. So then they were just like stubborn about it. Instead of freaking, buying in 5% higher, they just were like, there's no way this thing's coming back to 10K. There's, the bear market isn't over 15K was not the bottom, and we're going to go lower. So I sold my Bitcoin at 15K with the expectation of 10. Then it starts to climb, and they're just locking themselves out of price action due to stubbornness and strong belief that they have a lower low in play. So yeah, I think the max pain stuff is got to be washed out by now. The everyone that didn't buy back in toward the low in the teens and had their opportunity. I think those guys are probably already in the market now. And if they're not and they're waiting for a pullback, it's probably going to be, still in that 40K range, that plus or minus 40K. But
Yeah.
did you have anything real quick, or should I jump to this one thing? Mel brings up a really good point.
No, from my side, I just wanted to point out that like we really did not grab any kind of significant liquidity besides this one like 39K. In my opinion, this what we're having right now is not a healthy move, but also like what I can recommend to everybody here is that okay, you can be bullish, you can be bearish, right? I mean, we're all super bullish long term on this asset, right?
Hmm.
But I think we should always go like from level to level, right? Because nobody knows what's going to happen. Maybe we dump, maybe we go to 1 million, maybe we do this,
Yeah.
maybe we do that. But as a trader, I think it's always good to just take it always level by level because the rest is just pure speculation, right?
Yeah, amen.
Agree.
So real quick, Mel brings up 420 is the halving. So supply shock is going to be tough. BlackRock ETF sales were at a high today. OTC desks are running out. Rumor has it they are using exchanges. Which is an interesting thought. Mel, thanks for busting out some of these rumors. Blocks are running fast too, so it could be faster, but currently on target for 420. This isn't normie buying, it's Fidelity BlackRock buying. And what's up, Censored Mom? They have to back the ETF with actual Bitcoin, so they had their highest day in sales today. You know, that's definitely something cooking there. Any thoughts?
Yeah.
Hmm. 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 Sorry.
Mm.
I don't think that BlackRock or Fidelity are going to buy and push the buy button on an exchange. They operate like liquidity desks. They move the price up and down, and grab them from retail traders. So, of course, they're accumulating already crypto on regular exchanges. They have to get them somewhere from, but it's not like that you can imagine they're buying it like we do, like with 10K, 100K, a million, and just press the buy order button. They're doing it bit different, a bit different. They have to
Yeah,
move
I think
prices in
all
order
this
to get big blocks
I,
filled.
I think a lot of these institutions and their ETF is that I think they have a lot of contracts with like some mining companies, right? So that like they receive straight from the mining farm the cryptos without even having to buy it on an exchange. And it's just like you say, Fabian, I also believe that these people that do a lot of OTC, but at some point, all of these things, like when these institutions they have so much demand for their ETF products, they will at some point going to be forced to buy it on the open market on an exchange, right? And this is where I think it's going to be where this price explosion that we're all hoping for is going to happen, but it's still a little bit too early, I think,
Yeah.
that they still have a lot of capabilities to buy OTC and from mining farms, like, not straight from the open market.
Yeah, I see that as well. I mean, at some point, there's such a finite supply of Bitcoin. You know, the government can only confiscate so many from fucking drug bust 10 years ago, you know. So it's like at some point, all that little Bitcoin off the side, I mean, it's gonna run out if these guys have massive demand for it. So yeah, I definitely see both points, and I'll be sure to point you out, Fabian, next time we're at unconfiscatable, so you can so Milk can kick your ass. You know that apparently you guys will have to just fight that one out. But no, but all good points, 100%. Yeah, I like the idea of that. I mean, it makes a lot of sense. That's that God candle everyone's been fucking dreaming of for since 2017, right? Since 20 the end of year 2017 when we hit 20K. So could imagine.
Yeah, it's been a long time. We haven't seen like a real God candle in Bitcoin, right?
Right? Yeah. Man, something absolutely insane. But we're probably this is the year for sure. I think something like that happens. I would bet if I had to make a bet right now, what comes first, the black swan or the big green dildo? I actually would probably bet on the black swan first. I just agree with the general what you said. Like we fortunately we don't have laser eyes right now. If we had laser eyes going up and down Twitter, I'm telling you that would be a strong sign of the top. People are probably bullish and overly bullish, but it's not like we've seen it before. So I still think that there's a point where Max Payne is going to be back to the downside for some sort of stop hunt, liquidation hunt, etc. So I definitely see that coming into play. I would bet that that's coming before something massive to the upside.
And what do you guys think about the altcoins now? Because I've been screening a few altcoins, but I don't know, to be honest, like it's hard for me as a scalper to really like enter
Hmm.
on these altcoins because they just go ballistic, Either you have like a certain bag on spot, which you're holding and then it pumps and then you sell it and then you're happy, but for me, I mean, there are so many altcoins which can give you like so much gains, but for me as a scalper, it's very difficult to find like an entry
Yeah.
for some of these altcoins.
So I actually, and I'm sure Fabian will like this one. I've been really paying close attention to Pape with Gigatrend. I think that one's pretty sweet to trade. And I'm more of like I've been known as more of a sniper. You know, I like to catch as low to the ground as I can on the trade to buy and as high as I can to sell. And the good thing about Gigatrend is it really gets you on the right direction. You might be a day late, 4 hours late, and 2% above your the bottom entry or something, 3%. But I've been watching this shit for a long enough time now where I'm like, dude, fucking signal comes 25% position exposure, right? And then give yourself 3% wiggle room, set your orders down lower, and dude, you're probably going to get your fill. And you're probably going to stay in the trade for quite some time, and you know, set a parameter if you really need to, something to the effect of you know, greater than 5% pull, you know, 50% of the position, and stop loss at 40% the rest, and let it ride. And if you get another, you know, so not 50%, but not five. Yeah. Anyway, sorry, my mind was all over the place. You enter fucking. There's a little. I'm just gonna fucking point this out. Why the fuck am I not just sharing my screen? Fool.
Maybe let me give you a good example with Gigatrend. If you're having a hard time
Yeah.
on entering trades, so Joe has just pulled it up. Um, so yeah, the presets, you can just take Gigatrend
hmm
and try to play with the settings for whatever asset you want to like. Check with the backtester, is it gonna profitable? Are your settings going to be profitable? Play with them. And then go to the list of trades. Joe, if you go down, list
Yeah.
of trades, and maximize the screen.
Yeah.
And on the right corner, you will see drawdown. And you take the average drawdown and then you DCA your orders down. And then you will get most of the time a very, very decent entry and catch also these, yeah, let's call them shitcoins, because
Yeah.
Pepe is nothing else than a fucking shitcoin that is printing money.
Yeah. This is exactly. I think you put this better. I was thinking about this, and this is fantastic to have the information here. So yeah, you set from the entry, you know, I have seen a couple very small drawdowns, so it's like you do want some exposure, but chances are it's
Are
gonna
you
be a
are you
good
on
trade.
the on what chart are you right now?
Pay, pay,
Is it
PP.
the correct preset? PP.
I
Yeah.
believe so. I think we just went over
Let me
these two.
let me let me
I'm
check
telling
with
you, dude, my
mine.
fucking shit for some I don't think TradingView likes me to be good or
Um,
something,
I
man.
think you got the wrong settings.
Of course. And we just went over these like last week. I'm telling you, I think something keeps changing in my settings. But
Okay.
here, you want to share a screen then?
Yep. Let me quickly share it.
Guys, the Giga trend is kind of crazy, but to come back to this altcoin topic, like I fully rely on this Giga trend to just ride up the altcoin waves, to be honest,
Mm,
because it's just too much difficult to trade these things like with high leverage, right?
that's true. That's true. That's
I
a
just
one.
stick to BTC with my game, with my business, right? And then just let my profits ride with the giga trend in different assets. So this is my kind of way of handling this market.
Yeah, so what you can do, Antoine, if you're having a bad time on trading these guys, take PayPay for an example. Take any other altcoin you want to trade, go to settings and play with these numbers, and then make sure the profitability and the net profit is looking good to you. Right now, 4,000%, 75% profitability, win rate, 75% of the trades are actual winners. And if you go down here, you can set the leverage. So what I'm doing is I'm setting the leverage so I'm not getting stopped out or liquidated. And then also you can set a fixed stop loss. And you can evaluate these or how big of a leverage you're gonna take if you go to list of trades and then check the maximum drawdown you had in the time frame you were testing it. So that's
But
pretty
for all the
pretty nice.
for all of the new users, right? I
Mm.
think like if I'm buying this product, right? What do you recommend is the easiest way to go about it just to use the presets that you have tested out, right?
Yeah, so as a beginner, I would definitely say use the presets, especially the 4-hour ones. They have the highest win rate, and just go with the signals. Even if it's a losing signal, we're trading, we have to take losses in account. That's just part of the game. But as you can see, if you keep playing the strategy consistent, it will most likely make you profits. You always have to keep in mind that past performance is not indicating future performance, but it's giving you definitely a good guideline on how to do it.
Yeah, so I guess just so what you were saying is I was thinking it's like there's something technical. Well, I can't do order books with shitcoins. The problem is I need liquidity to really make my decisions, right? Order book support and order book resistance, all based on liquidity. And if you're talking trash liquidity, you're not really dealing with as reliable data, right? And so there's something about technicals that I've always look. I guess I'm just one of the dudes that wanted to be different, you know. So I did order book analysis, but there really is a lot to be said about a good indicator, a good technical indicator. To me, there's a couple out there that I actually can lean on, and after now a number of months, watching, dude, long time now of paying attention to Gigatrend. I like the idea of not necessarily entering right when you get the full open position on something like Pape, but and I like that one because of the gains, sick gains. But yeah, you fucking give it a minute, give it a few hours, maybe a percentage drawdown maximum. So stack your orders down to 7%. I think on your signals that we just saw, some of the worst ones I saw were like 11%. So you probably don't want to open up a position 10x because you'll fucking die sometimes. But yeah, that's the one thing I'm thinking about. If I am going to start shitcoin trading a bit more, um, which is to say, I don't trade shitcoins actively. I do like, having gone through a number of cycles now, I think it's unwise, whether you're a Bitcoin maximalist or not, to ignore the possibility that $100 in five random shitcoins can end up getting you more Bitcoin than the $100 in Bitcoin itself, right? Some fuck coin over here can pump 10,000% Dogecoin or Shiba Inu or some fucker coin, and then bam, you're gonna be sitting there, still working your job, whereas you could have fucking bailed out of your position and been a Dogecoin millionaire, and then ultimately a Bitcoin millionaire, right? So yeah, that's the point, and if I am gonna actively trade something, I really do like Gigatrend Pay, and I like the idea of stacking my entries a little bit below that open position, and then of course, you see a closed position, you got to bail. That's the bottom line for that. Yeah, so those are my thoughts there. What's up, Hurley? And yeah, we got to do a trade competition soon, Antoine. We got to get you in on the next one. Free to join.
Yeah, sure. I'm just waiting on it, to be honest.
Yeah, I'm
Just
gonna set another one up. The last one went on for like a long time. It went on for like 2 or 3 weeks. So this one I like the 7 day comps, and obviously we can switch between 7 day and 2 week or something every once in a while. But yeah, they've been a lot of fun, man. They've been a lot of fun. We have a good community, so I want to do some more trade competitions. Everyone's healthy right now. It's kind of that time of year where you're not getting sick every fucking week. For me, having a little boy that fucking he comes home from school with broken straws and sporks in his pocket, and I'm getting sick, every 2 weeks. But anyways, yeah, I'm looking forward to the next one, man.
same here. I can't wait until we do some live trading competition. I'm down for everything
You know,
because the world that I live in is between the 1 minute time frame, or sometimes even the 5 second time frame until the 1 hour time frame.
yeah,
So
I like,
everything like 4 hour chart is for me like, like how should I say it? Long-term investments.
yeah, yeah, exactly. And one thing that you brought up that I've seen before and I've thought about a lot, but I really like that VPVR you pulled up. I mean, I
Mhm.
think that is going to be a big help, especially since I've been in like trade competition mentality. I've had my good days, I've had my bad days, my good competitions, my bad competitions, and it's like, what's that thing that's gonna really fucking just separate you from the pack or make you better than you have been? And that actually got me thinking, man, that VPVR with the line above and the line below, the average, like the low points and the high points. That's a very interesting concept. So that's one thing I love about our competitions is that all of us are investors. Some of us are traders, and I love the idea of when we would meet up in Discord and fucking share a screen. There'd be five, six of us sometimes shooting the shit for 10 hours in a day, and trading the whole time and just, it was a blast and learning from each other. So I really do enjoy that bond you build amongst your fellow traders, and we're gonna get another one going. You guys, the barrier to entry for these is absolutely zero. So, I mean, I've seen people that will never make a trade in their life, make one trade, win third place. You know what I mean? It's kind of funny. So, you guys make sure that you join the competitions. You get a lot of good, make some good friends, get some good education, learn to trade with $10 with the same pressure of trading with 100,000. When you're trading to win first place, there's a level of stress that's comparable to the level of stress trading with zero leverage spot markets with a substantial sum of money. So there's a lot of education you can get out of a $10 class here, let's call it, instead of making trading an expensive education. Winning the lottery, putting it all on Bitcoin, and then thinking, hey, I'm a day trader now. Welcome to the fucking pain, dog. You're gonna get chopped up.
Yeah. No, definitely we have to do it. We have to do it more frequently because this is the only way to learn, in my opinion. When you're new to trading, I remember when I started, like I was just like hawking this Bitcoin chart like day and night
hmm
just to see like, okay, how are the candles reacting at what time, when is the volume coming? And then you just over time, you learn from this guy something, from that guy something, and over time you develop your own style. But definitely something that for me that I discovered very fast is that I have too much impatience that
hmm
I hold trades longer than a day or two, you know?
Yeah.
So everybody got to find his own rhythm, his own style, his own risk appetite. But to do it all together in a community, all you can do is benefit. So
Yeah. Yeah, especially
join
if
our
you have friends
Discord.
that can call out your bullshit, dude, that's a greedy fucking call you're making right there, bro. Like you need to slow it down. Like, dude, that's half the fun, dude. That's what we do. We become friends, we talk shit, we have a good time, make sure that we're in trading. There's nothing like trading to expose you to the worst parts of yourself. There's few things in life I think that'll expose you to the absolute worst parts of yourself. Your greed, your impatience, your anger, that need to revenge trade and stuff. All these little parts of the self that are very destructive, whether they apply to a trade or to relationships or whatever else. Trading actually is very valuable, I think, to the pursuit of the mastery of one's life. So yeah, a lot of value in this, tons and tons of value. So yeah, well, I'm gonna we're getting Hurley's here and a few people that have participated in these trade competitions. Hurley's done a fucking great job a few times. Everyone's we our first competition I think there was two winners and the rest were negative, and then our third competition there was eight fucking people above zero and only two people liquidated type shit. So everyone's gotten better. So I'm gonna set up another competition. I'm thinking maybe later this week or we'll start Monday or something like that. But in coming days I'll announce the competition, give everyone time to face the music and tie your shoes, get ready for the race, and then we'll kick it off with a good time. Busy week of getting some trades in and being there for everyone.
Definitely.
Perfect.
So yeah, you guys, anything else on your mind, or you thinking we wrap it up?
From my
That
side,
was
everything
it.
is good. To be honest, it's been a pleasure from my side, and I'm looking forward to more of these streams. And most importantly, I'm looking forward to meet the community in the Discord.
Beautiful. And I will point this out, by the way, guys, I've had a lot of criticism over the years about traders versus analysts. And so I know you're going to be seeing, some new faces. Obviously, me and Fabian have been together for a little while. A pleasure to have Antoine here. You guys are talking to people who press the fucking buy and sell button on the regular now. So I know it's going to take some getting used to, but this is a fucking crew that we have here. It's going to be amazing. We're going to be providing some fantastic content for you in every which way that we can. And yeah, I just look forward to building this up, building this up and providing, I think, the most value in education, I think, out there. So yeah, thanks everyone so much for tuning in. Uh, Fabian, anything, Any goodbye from you? Fancy sign off quote?
That was it from my side, but always remember, stay profitable, guys.
Always remember.
That's the only thing that
Profitable.
counts.
All right, ladies and
Most
gentlemen.
definitely.
Yeah, so just remember, giveaway coming out this Friday. Be sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel, join the Discord, and we will name the winner based on their Discord username. So whoever is in Discord is the only way that you're going to win. All right, so make sure that you join the Discord, and we'll be announcing the winner this Friday. $300 fucking pack of cards here for you. So, you guys get in there and be prepared to win. Thanks all so much for tuning in. See you guys very soon, and yeah. Stay profitable. Always remember.
Stay profitable,
Thank you,
guys.
guys.
All
See
right, peace.
you.
Take care. Cheers.
And that's a wrap. Total watch time
Nice.
17 hours.